I'm back. I know everyone enjoyed my last vlog. I'm sure you've all already watched it about moving to Dubai and our last little bit of time in Saudi and my students into the school year, blah, blah, blah. So now we have to talk about a new topic. Forewarning, it's a bit echoey in here. So for our older listeners, it may be hard for you to understand. I'm working on it, but it's echoey, so this is what we're stuck with. Anyway, this wonderful vlog will be about wedding season. So, as many of you know, I went to a plethora of weddings. All of my friends decided it was the perfect time to get married the minute I moved out of the country. So, as you have seen before, I went to Mary Clyde's wedding last March, maybe 2 Marches ago. 2 Marches ago. Happy anniversary, Mary Clyde. And then I went to Grace Hannah's wedding. And then in February of this year, I went to my friend Shug's wedding, Mary Elizabeth Yandel, now Mary Elizabeth Collins, or maybe Mary Yandel Collins. I don't know how she changed her name. But it was at Shandon, so that was nice. Mom and Dad were obviously there. It was beautiful. She was beautiful. The reception was a blast. Eliza got to come. She and Liam were, Liam was Edward. And Robert, obviously, excuse me, couldn't come into town for it because it's a million miles away. So, ta-da, that was us. You'll see a lot of great pictures. She was a beautiful, beautiful bride. Unfortunately, I did have to come home, like back to America, a skosh early because my grandfather passed away. My dad's dad, Papa Joe, he was the best. He had been struggling for a while, so he's finally being able to breathe and ride his bicycle all around and look at all the stars in the sky. He's probably having the time of his life. And he had asked me not to come back for his funeral, but that's not how it works. And I spoke at it, so kind of needed to be there. Anyway, so that's done. Robert did come in town for that. So he came like for a quick weekend. He actually had like a really big conference that weekend. Papa Joe passed away on Valentine's Day. And then the funeral was on like the 16th or 17th? No, 18th? It was on like the Tuesday. So he died on Valentine's Day, which is like a Thursday maybe, and or like a Wednesday. And then we came in town on like a Tuesday. So there was the visitation and the funeral. Robert was a pallbearer. The visitation was at our house. It was very big. He was a very loved man. Helps that he was like the best and everyone knew he was the best, so it's a very good turnout for everything, even though it was COVID, it still was a good turnout. It was like at a concert or something. It was a great turnout. And then we had the funeral. So I was at the church for funeral practice, and then funeral, and then wedding practice, and then wedding, and then church on Sunday. So a lot in a span of a week. But Robert came in town for the funeral and then scoodle-boodled back. It was good to hug all the family members because when I was in town for maybe Mary Clyde's wedding, I was only in town for like a second, and then I scoodle-boodled back out, so making sure I got to see all the family was really nice. And then I scoodle-boodled back out from Shug's wedding to get to Grace Hannah's house. Grace Hannah Blackstone, her wedding was in last August, so it's been a year. Congratulations. Forgot to text her, oops. And they live in Aachen, Germany. So I flew straight from Shug's wedding to Cologne. Not like the wedding, but like the next morning. I woke up early and flew straight to Cologne. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yeah. No. Maybe. I don't know, actually. Yes, okay, I did. I had to look at my pictures and say, did I really fly straight there? Because she'd only been there for like, this is like her first week. And then I met her there. So I stayed, that's what it was. I stayed until like Monday, Tuesday in America to like be with the fam. She flew out, Grace Hannah flew out on Sunday. I flew out on like Tuesday, got there like Wednesday. And then spent like a week, because it was my spring break at school, spent a week with her in Cologne and Aachen, and we traveled to Belgium. We met with Robert's old work colleague and our very much friend, Dan, who just got Belgian citizenship. Yay, Dan. And so we saw Dan, and we went and saw the guy that I ran the marathon with, Rob. Not my Rob. He has like a poke restaurant. I don't know if that's how you say it. Like the rice bowls, in Belgium. in Brussels. So we went and ate lunch there, so I could text him and be like, we ate your food. Saw Dan, traveled a bit, went walking, absolutely just ate poo on the slide, just bam on that slide. Had a great time. It was snowing, so it was very different from the like extreme suppressive heat of Saudi Arabia to the like snow in Aachen. It was lovely. Very excited to see snow. And I got to eat a lot of breads. And we went to this like 4-story like library bookstore thing. Oh my God, I had the time of my life. So we had a very good time. We're actually getting to see them for Christmas this year. Since we're not getting to come home for like Christmas proper, Robert and I are going to meet Gracie and Jordan, Church and Jordan, in somewhere in Europe. And we're going to do like a little European Christmas vacation. Hashtag Chevy Chase. Anyway, so yeah, but not London. We're not going around. We're going to like Vienna and Salzburg and Strasbourg and Nuremberg. Lots of burgs, all spelled differently. And then, so that was Shug's wedding in February. And then I saw Grace Hannah in Cologne. So I got a lot of extra snuggle time with Grace Hannah. And then I had near school. We did some trips, but I'm not talking about those yet. And then I came back in April for Kate Griffin's wedding. It's the last of wedding season, all finished. Oh, I should mention before this that my cousin Robbie, she got married the same weekend as Shugi. And I didn't obviously get to go because I was in Shug's wedding, but she looked beautiful. My sister FaceTimed me, and I'll show it just because it's not a good enough quality picture to put in the actual slideshow because it's a screenshot of a FaceTime. But my sister FaceTimed me while they were kissing, and it's so cute. It's kind of blurry. That's my uncle and Kaylee. And that's so cute. I was so happy for them. I took like 1 million screenshots of them on their wedding day. And yes, so then after Cologne, Robert and I did some things. Easter, we camped. You'll see those pictures. Actually, you probably won't. We camped, and we had a going away party for a friend. Easter happened, and then I came in town for Kate Griffin's wedding. They do this thing, the Griffins do this thing where they like chant. It's like a thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a cheer chant. Like the uncles get involved. I think it's her mom's side who does it. And they did it after the rehearsal dinner. They did it at the like welcome party, I guess that's what it's called. And it was so much fun. They gave everybody pom-poms and hats and cowbells. We were all screaming and chanting. It was a lot of fun. And then the wedding was stunning. It was out at Magnolia Farms. Oh, so beautiful. I've never been to a wedding out there before, but my aunt, Linda, she designed the interior of the home and of like the big estate there. If you go Google it, you'll see it. It's like this big old estate. And actually, I don't know how old it is, but it was beautiful. And it's very ornate, and there's one room with really beautiful wallpaper, and the kitchen's huge, and it's very nice. Excuse me, I'm tired. It was very beautiful. She was a stunning bride, of course. Our dresses were, you'll see a picture, like this like mint green, like a Statue of Liberty-ish, but not as bright. I don't know how to describe it. Like a pastel, perhaps. 'Twas lovely. And I bit into a candle, had a whole side story with that. If you don't know the side story, text me privately. It's nothing dramatic, but it's just not worth repeating. But I did bite a candle. Jumped in the lake afterwards, very cold. Bought Chacos for the first time because Robert's been begging me to get Chacos, so I bought Chacos and forgot them at home because I had to leave. This is the wedding that I left the next morning at like 6 a.m. I got up and Mom and Dad drove me to the airport. And I got about halfway and realized, I left my Chacos at the wedding reception. So it wasn't like I could just go get them from home. They were at the wedding reception. So that was unfortunate. But it was a good time, a good party time. And it was good to get to hug on Kate because when I come in town, she's so far away and I never get to hug on her. So it was good to get to hug on her because now she's in Birmingham, which is the same place Mary Clyde is. Shug's in Greenville. Gracie's obviously, Grace Hannah's in Germany. All my wedding babies are just spread all around. So everyone's married. No one else is allowed to get married anytime soon. Nan, my best friend from like second grade onward, she's getting married in New Year's, but I can't swing coming back and back and back. But Mom and Dad might be there, I think. I don't actually know what they're doing for New Year's. I don't know. They might be going somewhere. Either way. So she's getting married in New Year's, so I'm very excited for her to get married. And then nobody else is allowed to get married for a while. I need some time. So yeah, those were the last wedding adventures. Got some great quality pics of, the wedding adventures. And yeah, that's it for the weddings. It was a short little vlog. If I think of anything else, I'll add it.